I'm not doing enough short form video content. And I think it's because every time I do, the topic is kind of boring. And I have learned nothing, and I'm going to bore you again. So we're going to talk about something that impacts all of you, whether you know or not, tariffs. So in the State of the Union, President Trump was in front of Supreme Court justices who had just, remember, a few days before ruled that his tariffs, the bulk of them, were unconstitutional because it's Congress's responsibility to approve tariffs, to levy taxes, and a tariff is a tax, and it is not the sole ability of the president's the way the president claimed.
Supreme Court's unfortunate involvement. So despite the disappointing ruling, these powerful, country-saving, it's saving our country, the kind of money we're taking in.
And then he says this.
Congressional action will not be necessary. It's already time-tested and approved.
He says he doesn't need Congress to vote on the tariffs. That is the exact opposite of what the Supreme Court ruled. And so what is his legal reasoning here? Well, it's really unclear. The president didn't elaborate. We know right now the president has issued what are supposed to be temporary 10% tariffs through what's called Section 122 of the Trade Act of 1974. I told you this is going to get boring. The Trade Act of 1974 allows for these kind of emergency tariffs to be put in place for a period of 150 days, but no more unless Congress votes to approve them. That's what the president is operating under now because his earlier plans were scuttled by the court. But here's the catch. As you may have clocked, it's got a 150-day window unless there's a congressional vote. And the president says he doesn't need Congress. So how does he get out of that window and keep these tariffs in place for as long as we know that he wants to? He didn't say. There is a theory that he could just let this 150-day window ultimately expire, which would be in the summer, and then just issue them again in a kind of new kind of emergency, and then just keep doing that over and over and over again and keep these tariffs in place in perpetuity. That is almost certain to face legal challenges. And frankly, his use of Section 122 right now is likely to face legal challenges. And if you're still here, the 5 of you that are left, the president has said he doesn't need Congress. And right now he's not going to Congress with a vote on tariffs. And he's sparing them a very difficult vote because there are moderate Republicans who have said they don't believe in some of these tariffs. And frankly, there are vulnerable Republicans in a number of districts who just don't want to take a tough vote on these tariffs because in some cases, as we've seen in the polling, they're not terribly popular. And that's it. Short form video content. None of you are left. It's just me and one more person watching, probably my mom. Goodbye.